the V8 juice. This was the first time I've ever made that joke. I probably could have been sued. I didn't get enough laughs to repeat it, but we'll try the next round.
They put so much sodium in V8.
Yeah.
Really sad. Yeah. My son actually loves.
That's
I don't have one. I need one of these.
That's a definition of
It's
you have too much salt in your diet. If you can drink V8 juice or canned tomato juice and not spit it out, your body's too used to salt.
I have like 700 milligrams a serving.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It's about half of what you should have for the whole day. It's terrible.
Wow, it sure doesn't taste like tomato juice.
Yeah, right. That's right.
It's not.
Right.
13 teaspoons of sugar in the classic Coca-Cola. How many teaspoons is that of salt in the classic V8? So, this is our last juice. This is a very therapeutic. The garlic is antifungal, anti-inflammatory, helps with cholesterol. Turmeric helps prevent lung infections, bronchitis, pneumonias, is very good for breathing and asthma, is very good for the heart, has a spiritual connotation of lifting the spirit up in life. The cilantro, heavy metal detoxifier, cilantro and cucumber for edema, congestive heart concerns, helps to get rid of water. The celery for a 20th the version of the salt that we would find in the V8 juice. Celery has natural sodium. It helps to make juices a little less sweet, and some people don't like the sweetness of juices on a consistent basis. Just mine?
Mm-hmm. Did Robin get it?
I think come out well.
Wow, I get ahead of V8.
So the main theme of this lecture today, which is now pretty much over, is that raw foods are the most nutrient-rich foods that we have. That we tremendously underconsume the most health-protecting foods as a culture. The juices and smoothies are a way to increase our nutritional investment into our body and our lives by concentrating more of these really healing and wonderful foods in an easy-to-consume beverage that should be tasty. And you saw these girls that, you know, would do fine with macaroni and cheese, as most 11-year-olds will, being happy with this, you know. You don't have to be an absolute health Gestapo. You can tolerate some poor quality foods, but you want to significantly improve the balance of your foods to emphasize more of the tart fruits that are so rich in health protective levels, and the variety, the rainbow colors of the vegetable and fruit kingdom, and the essential oils. You cover those, and while we don't have studies paid for, because the people that have the money to pay for studies are interested in disease and drugs, but I would say that if we were able to isolate a society and give them green smoothies and juices and some essential fats, that there would be many, many zeros on the other side of the decimal point of what the statistical significance of health benefits are. Just powerful in all of the diseases we talk about: obesity, diabetes, cancer, stroke, heart disease. You can hold them off or completely prevent them by becoming a more conscientious consumer of a much higher than the pyramid and the blind 5 servings of fruits and vegetables. Okay, potatoes, celery, V8, ketchup. I've got my 5. No, you're going to get sick. You need to be eating green roughage. You need to be getting a variety. You need to be concentrating, and you need to look at that 5 servings as the worst day, not something to achieve, but what is the minimum that you'll allow yourself to put up with as best as you can manage it.
two questions. One, why didn't you just mention curing disease? You just said prevent. Why didn't, I mean reverse.
Yeah, I should have mentioned
You
it.
can also
Yeah,
reverse.
absolutely. Disease reversal, and that's the whole discussion of tree of life on diabetes, but I see disease being reversed all the time. Every single cell in the human body is replaced over a period of time from 90 days to 5 years, 90 days being the skin, the hair, the white blood cells, and the red blood cells in that short period, digestive tract, the brain being at the brain and the bones being at the far end of how long it takes before we've got a brand new cell. You can decrease inflammation, allow the cell that's going to reproduce with its greatest intelligence. You can reverse and cure diseases by giving. The only way we ever cure disease is by aligning the outside world with our body's needs and intent. The body is what cures diseases. Is it wrong thinking? Is it wrong living? Is it wrong consuming? And, you know, in each of these areas, whether it's the ability of the spirit to awaken the healing processes, whether it's the availability of organic nutrients to our society that wants to depend on a quick fix and help us to be consumers of food industry products versus conscious consumers of nutrient-rich foods, really doesn't want us to recognize how much power we have to be healthy and thrive if we live right.
I keep hearing that having a stinging nettle smoothie every morning is really important. Well, not all of us have access to stinging nettles. Is there any vegetables that would replace that?
Absolutely. And I don't know where you keep hearing that, but the hairs of nettles are histamine rich. And if you run into the hairs of nettles, it creates an urticaria, a rash. The histamine is a natural chemical of the body's inflammatory response. And people take antihistamines so that they can decongest, so that they can breathe for other things. As I said, there is always, going back before Hermes, true of the Greeks, a yin and a yang, there's always a flip side. A bowl is concave, flip it over, it's convex. Nature always has the yin and yang. If you've got histamine in nettles, then the nettles has histaminidase, a specific enzyme chemical to break down histamine. So, if you have stinging nettles on a daily basis, you're taking a plant-based antihistamine to decrease inflammation and swelling. You can decrease inflammation from all sorts of things. Vitamin C, all of the ORAC foods are going to be reducing inflammation. So no, nettles is by no means, and Dr. Christopher, Dr. Shook, other people have said, you don't need to learn the African herbs and the European herbs. You need to learn 50 plants in your backyard, and then you've got what you need. Everywhere. You know, this was really clear when we found out that golden seal, which was available in the Southwest and the Plains Indians, Kansas, places like that, has berberine and hydrastina. Oregon grape, berberis, has berberine in it. The Pacific Northwest Indians used Oregon grape as their sacred sick flu remedy. The other Native Americans used the golden seal. So we find the cultures, you know, Uvarisa, Buchu, we've got Kinnick and cleavers here in the Pacific Northwest. We've got our diuretic herbs right here. We've got juniper. There's something in every environment that fills the void. Now, nettles is around this area, but you can substitute it so easily with other antioxidants. Essential fats, seeds, all sorts of things decrease inflammation. So for the typical highly inflamed American, having nettles every day would reduce the inflammation. That would be good. they could do 100 different things to reduce the inflammation.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all. It's been wonderful being with you.